What's up, everybody? It's another video in the Ideal Auto Factory. Welcome back. It's been a little minute. Been on a quest, you should say, to find exactly what I needed for this video. So, without further ado, I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say it in the clearest way possible because I know it for a fact now. Gyro placement does matter. And it doesn't. You have to use it in the right context. So first things first, what is a gyro? A gyro is something that measures angle velocity or angular velocity. That's the correct term. That's it. So anybody who says gyro placement matters, you're not right. So because angular velocity is the same across a circle. You got a circle. Yep. Rhino Racing CLSD. You got a circle, no matter where you're at on the circle, whether you're on the outside, whether you're on the inside, however far you're away from the center, it doesn't matter. The angle speed, the rate at which you get to the angle will be the same no matter where you are. Therefore, there's a video where a guy is showing, pretty much how a gyro works. He has a gyro right here and then another gyro right there. And then he has two servo arms. And no matter what he does, the two servo arms move at the same rate. That video is completely factual. It is actually correct. I am not here to say that video is a lie. What I am here to say is that drift car gyros, RC drift gyros placement does matter. It matters because the RC drift gyro has more than a gyro in it. It has an accelerometer. It has software. It had all the other things involved in it that make it what it is, and it's why people like Roadside RC can test numerous versions of a drift gyro for an RC car and get different results. And it's why some of you choose ones over another. Some of you may choose a Futaba GYD 450 instead of a Yokomo V4 gyro. Or some of you may choose the Rev D gyro with the button on it. Or you may choose the factory one because it's all you got and you're just like, yeah, that's just fine, it works for me. Now, let me give you some more details. Okay, so right here, let me get my little pointer out. Right here is a Yokomo V4 gyro. If you look right there, that is I want to say that's the switch for like reverse and normal, and this is the switch for assist and not unassisted, or whatever it is. I can't remember. That is the gyro gain, and then that's the steering EPA button. So yes, this is a Yokomo V4 gyro in red, and right there you can see that says InvenSense MPU 6050, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. So with that being said, all I'm saying is here's the proof that this right here is inside a Yokomo V4 gyro. Now that I've said that, let's go look at what an InvenSense MPU 6050. Let's go look at what that is. All right, so it's pretty quick and simple. You can Google it, but here I am on the actual site. InvenSense MPU 6050. Just like, the same amount of pins, it's the same thing as that I just showed you in the picture, which is in my car, which is in the Yokomo V4 gyro. What is that? 6-axis gyro plus accelerometer, MEMS, motion tracking devices. Parts of the world's first motion tracking devices designed for low power, blah, 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 blah. It incorporates motion fusion and runtime calibration firmware that enables manufacturing, all this other stuff. The device combines a 3-axis gyroscope and a 3-axis accelerometer on the same silicone die, together with an onboard digital motion processor. It's not just a gyro, it's a gyro and an accelerometer. Don't need to say more. I'm flipping the screen back. You saw it, I saw it. I actually opened up my own gyro to see what was in it, and I found that. And that's what it is. On this quest, found all these things, and what started me on it was looking in the Futaba GYD 450 gyro and finding out that it has a MEMS protocol or something like that. MEMS. I'm saying MEMS, but it could be pronounced something else. That led me to find out what that actually means and what exactly happens. And then after all of that research, I realized I could just open the thing up and look and see what's in it. Now, I also started this whole journey because some people were like, hey, you know, I see it, but I don't believe it, you know, and I agree. I wouldn't either. I could be, you know, on my previous video of me, you know, proving that moving the gyro certain places makes it change up. The word gyro really killed the believability of what I'm saying, or the validity of what I'm saying, because gyro, you can't, the placement of a gyro does not matter because of what it measures. But when you add an accelerometer in there, now it does matter, because an accelerometer measures acceleration. So in a nutshell, gyro, angle. Gyro measures angle. An accelerometer measures how fast you can get to that angle. When you're in the rear of a car, the rear of the car has to move faster to get to the same angle that the front of the car gets to, meaning that it moves faster in the rear than it does in the front. Therefore, a gyro being placed in the rear is more sensitive because it's moving faster to get to the same place that the front has to get to on the same angle. What that technically means is that in the rear, you can turn the gain down, and in the front, you have to turn the gain up in order to basically like feel the same thing. And that is why when I had the gain on my previous video about gyro placement, when the gain was the same, the front felt a little different from the rear. I say all of that in good faith. I say all of that after all the research. I say all of that not to knock anybody. You take it for what you want. But a Yokomo V4 gyro, drift car gyro, is not just a gyro. It has a gyro and an accelerometer, and it takes all of that information and puts out something so that the servo can move. When you can tune a gyro, that means there's more in it than just a gyro. And I mean that in the drift car platform. Can't say anything about planes, can't say anything about other stuff. But I guarantee you, when you open the case of an actual drift car gyro, it will have something along that MEMS kind of processor, which is more than just a gyro, which is why certain people like other ones over another one. My son's playing over there. You can effectively pick a gyro for yourself and stick with it and put it in all your vehicles based off of price or whatever. But either way, you start to understand that there's more to the gyro, the drift car gyro, than the market or the manufacturer puts out there. You have to dig a little deeper. And I feel like that's what it needs. That's what needs to happen in order to enjoy this hobby more. I feel like a lot of us have dived deep in and went Futaba because Accuvance and Sanwa because Sanwa, I don't know. What I feel like has happened in the RC drift community is the gimmicks have always been there, but the tried and true stuff has always been there as well. And you don't question it. And I feel like that part of it is what led me down this path to find out and break the myth, because overall I've had a great experience, but when I'm using my Rhinomax, okay? This is a truly one of a kind car. When I'm driving this thing, and this thing is this huge chassis, and I'm over here like, how in the world did I keep up with people with thin chassis? Or why is this guy over here enjoying a front motor drift car versus the other guy enjoying a high motor drift car? All those things come into play, and for some reason the gyro is still the most important piece, or the controller is the most important piece, and I'm like, why is that the case? So tried and true things, yes, they work. And you find your happy place, the happy medium. Maybe you sacrifice some things just to enjoy some other things. When it comes to drifting, maybe you like, bodies and making things really scale versus making sure you have adjustable wheels. You stick with 8mm offsets. Whatever it is, you like Futaba gyros instead of Yokomo gyros. But overall, what I'm really getting at is that I hope this video has enlightened you and ultimately given you some insight on what exactly is in the products we go so hard for and actually use and trust. And in the end, I feel like we now have a safe space to say what we've all felt, but never really got a chance to actually prove. We get to this place where we can't really say why, but now we know why. So if you put your gyro in the front, hey, that's fine. You put your gyro in the rear, that's fine. You put it dead in the center and this video hasn't fazed you one bit, that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm sticking to it, an RC drift car gyro placement does matter, for the simple fact that there is something in it other than the gyro. And if it's just a gyro, it should never matter, because it only measures angle. But because there's an accelerometer in there, processing data, and all of that stuff gets put together to give us perfect angle and perfect slides and perfect door banging, all of that stuff, then, hey, that's what we got to take it for. We put it where we want. And my other video explained a lot, but this one that's it. RC drift car gyros. They have an accelerometer in them, which is why putting them in the front versus putting it in the rear changes how the car drives. With that being said, I'm going to end this video with a display of my Origin Lab Origin Lab body. I actually owned one of these 240s in the Zinky, right? I think that's it. Yeah, I said that right. Zinky body style. So got this one, and would have loved for it to be wide body, but it was clapped out. And so now I have this one. The paint's pretty cool. It shifts, but you can't really see it right now. And look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. I'm doing this again. The next one I'm going to be going over differentials. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Keep God first.